Hello, my friends. Welcome to Soul Tranquility Space. Tonight, we are going to tell a story about shadows. But do not be afraid. In our world, we are often taught to fear the dark, to fear the night, to fear the parts of ourselves that are broken or angry. But tonight, we will look at the shadow differently. We will see the shadow not as a monster, but as a shield. We will see the darkness not as an absence of light, but as a place of rest for the weary. We are going to retell the story of the dark fairy. You may know her name, but perhaps you do not know her heart. History has called her a villain. Legends have called her the mistress of all evil. But if we sit quietly with her, if we listen to the silence behind her anger, we might find something else entirely. We might find a mother. We might find a protector. We might find a woman who learned to build a fortress out of her own pain, only to discover that love could walk right through the walls. Before we climb the high cliffs to meet her, let us first find our own safety. You have been walking in the bright, noisy world all day. You have been exposed. You have been seen. You have been judged. It is exhausting to be in the light all the time. So tonight, I invite you to step into the comforting shade. Find a position that feels like a refuge. Maybe you curl up on your side. Maybe you pull the blanket up to your ears. Close your eyes. Imagine that the darkness behind your eyelids is a soft, velvet cloak. It wraps around you. It hides you from the demands of the world. In this darkness, you are invisible. And because you are invisible, you are safe. Take a deep breath in, breathing in the cool, quiet air of the night, and exhale a long, slow sigh, letting go of the need to be nice, the need to be good, the need to be perfect. Here, you can just be. Even if you are sad, even if you are tired, you are welcome here. Now, let your mind travel to a place called the moors. It is a kingdom of nature, wild and untamed. It is a place of bioluminescent flowers that glow in the twilight, of ancient trees with roots as thick as houses, of creatures that hide in the moss. High above this kingdom, on a jagged cliff that overlooks the clouds, sits a figure. Let us call her the fairy. She is tall, draped in robes as black as midnight. She sits on a throne of twisted roots. But she does not look like a queen ruling her subjects. She looks like a statue carved from sorrow. If you look closely, you will see the scars on her back. 2 large, jagged marks. Once, magnificent wings grew there. Wings that could cut through the clouds. Wings that made her feel like the master of the sky. But they are gone now. Stolen. betrayed by someone she trusted. Let us speak of this old scar. The fairy does not speak of it. Silence is her way now, but she feels the phantom weight. Sometimes, when the wind blows strong from the north, she feels her back muscles twitch, instinctively trying to spread wings that are no longer there. It is a specific kind of pain, the pain of reaching for a freedom that has been taken away. She remembers the day she lost them. She remembers the cold iron. She remembers the feeling of betrayal. Betrayal is a unique wound. It does not just hurt the body, it breaks the compass of the soul. Before the betrayal, she knew which way was north. She knew who to trust. She knew that love was safe. After the betrayal, the compass shattered. Now, she believes that north is nowhere. She believes that trust is a trap. She believes that love is a weakness that gives others the power to destroy you. So, she did what many of us do when we are hurt too deeply. She built a fortress. She raised a massive wall of thorns around her heart and around her kingdom. Visualize these thorns. They are thick, black, and sharp. They are impenetrable. The world looks at these thorns and says, "Look how evil she is. Look how she pushes us away." But we know the truth. The thorns are not weapons of attack. They are weapons of defense. She is saying, "I will never let anyone close enough to steal my wings again." She sits on her throne, wrapped in silence. She thinks she has found peace, but it is a cold peace. It is the peace of a stone at the bottom of a frozen lake. She tells herself, "I am safe. I am powerful. I need no one." This is the lie that trauma tells us. It tells us that isolation is the only way to survive. Years pass. The king, terrified of the curse, sends the baby Aurora away to live in a cottage in the woods, guarded by 3 small pixies. But these pixies, they are not mothers. They are flighty creatures of magic, ill-equipped to care for a human infant. From the shadows of the trees, the dark fairy watches. She leans against a large oak tree, her black staff in her hand. Her raven, Diaval, perches on her shoulder. She watches the cottage. She tells herself, "I am watching to ensure the curse happens. I am watching to gloat." But the heart is a mysterious thing. It often acts before the mind gives it permission. One day, she sees the baby crying in a basket left on the porch. The pixies are inside, arguing about fabric, oblivious to the child's hunger. The baby's cry is thin and desperate. The fairy stands in the shadows. She tightens her grip on her staff. "Be quiet. Beastie," she whispers to the wind. "Stop that noise." But the crying continues. It grates on her nerves, but deeper than that, it resonates with something inside her. The sound of a creature that is helpless. The sound of a creature that has been abandoned. Even for a moment. She knows that feeling. She knows the feeling of being left alone in the cold. She steps out of the shadows. She moves silently, like a drift of smoke. She approaches the basket. She looks down at the baby. The baby stops crying. The baby looks up. The baby does not know that this is the villain. The baby does not know this is the dark fairy who cursed her. The baby only sees a face, a presence, and then the baby smiles. It is a gummy, uncoordinated, nonsensical smile. The fairy recoils. She pulls back as if she has been burned. "I hate you," she whispers to the baby. Her voice is low, cold, and sharp. "Beastie!" She turns to leave. She intends to walk back to her cliff, back to her throne of isolation. But she doesn't go far. She lingers at the edge of the clearing. She tells herself she is waiting for the raven. But she is listening. She is listening to the silence that follows the smile. For the first time in years, the wall of thorns around her heart feels strained, not broken, not yet. But something has touched it. A tiny, fragile vine of connection has begun to grow. My friends, this is where we leave the fairy for tonight, standing at the edge of the clearing, confused by her own hesitation. She thinks she hates the child. She thinks she is filled with darkness, but she does not realize that hate is often just love that has been wounded and turned inside out. She does not realize that by watching over this child, she is beginning the long journey home to herself. She has a scar where her wings used to be, but she is about to discover that wings are not just made of feathers and bone. Wings can be made of patience. Wings can be made of silence. Wings can be made of the choice to stay when you want to run away. As you lie here in the safety of your bed, think of your own scars. Think of the times you felt betrayed or left alone. Think of the walls you have built to protect yourself. It is okay to have walls. They kept you safe when you were vulnerable. But just like the fairy, there is a part of you that is watching for a smile. There is a part of you that wants to protect something innocent. Rest now in the knowledge that you don't have to force your walls down. Love will find a way through the cracks, gently, quietly, just like a seedling growing through stone. You are safe in the shadow. You are safe in the silence. In the next part of our story, we will walk with the fairy into the woods. We will see how she becomes the guardian in the shadows. We will see how a curse begins to turn into a blessing, not through magic, but through a cup of water and a steady hand. But for now, breathe. breathe into the space behind your back. Breathe into the memory of your wings. Sleep. My friends, the journey to heal an old scar is a brave one. Just like the fairy, we often build high walls of silence to protect our tender hearts from being hurt again. But you do not have to sit in the shadows alone. If this story is resonating with your spirit tonight, if you see parts of yourself in the woman who just wanted to be safe, and if you want to support this sanctuary and help us create more stories for weary souls, I invite you to gently tap the like button and subscribe to our channel now. And if you have a moment, please leave a comment below. Whether it is a suggestion, a thought, or simply sharing what makes you feel safe, we are listening. Your feedback helps us build this safe haven for everyone. Thank you for being here. Now, take a deep breath. We are ready to move forward. The thorns are safe. You are safe. Let us walk deeper into the woods and see what happens when the ice begins to melt and the villain unknowingly becomes the guardian. Seasons have passed since we last stood at the edge of the clearing. The winter snow has melted into the earth, feeding the roots of the wild violets. The spring has burst forth in a riot of green. In the small cottage that leans crookedly against the hillside, the child, Aurora, is growing. But inside that cottage, things are chaotic. The three pixies, those flighty creatures of magic, are trying their best to play human. But they are forgetting the most important parts. They forget that a human child cannot eat sunlight. They forget that a baby cannot sleep when the window is banging in the wind. They are distracted by arguments about the color of dresses and the baking of cakes that always seem to burn. And outside, in the cool shade of the ancient oak trees stands the vigilant one. The dark fairy does not leave. She tells herself she is there to ensure the curse is not broken. She tells herself she is guarding her investment. I must make sure she survives until her 16th birthday, she whispers to the raven on her shoulder, only so she can prick her finger then. It is a lie. A convenient lie she tells her own heart to keep the walls from crumbling. Because if she admitted why she was really standing there, in the rain, in the cold, watching for hours, she would have to admit that she cared. And caring is dangerous. One afternoon, the sun is blazing high in the sky. It is unseasonably hot. The heat presses down on the forest like a heavy blanket. In the cottage, the pixies have left the baby in her cradle by the open door while they go berry picking. They have wandered far off, arguing about which berries are poisonous, forgetting the time. The baby wakes up. She is thirsty. She lets out a dry, raspy cry. She reaches her small hands towards the empty air, but no one comes. The cottage is silent. The pixies are miles away. The crying turns into a whimper. Her face is flushed red from the heat. From the edge of the tree line, the fairy watches. She grips her staff. Her knuckles turn white. Where are they? She hisses. Those incompetent fools. She waits. She expects the pixies to return. But minutes pass. The baby's cry becomes weaker. The fairy feels a physical ache in her own chest. It is a strange sensation, as if her own throat is dry, as if her own skin is burning. She looks around. The forest is watching her. The trees seem to lean in, waiting to see what the mistress of evil will do. She sighs, a long, exasperated sigh that ruffles the leaves. "Fine," she mutters. "I cannot have the beastie perishing from thirst. It would ruin the plan." She steps out of the shadows. The raven, Diaval, flies ahead. He understands her heart better than she does. She approaches the cradle. Her tall shadow falls over the baby, blocking out the harsh sun. Instantly, the baby stops squirming. The shade is cool. The relief is immediate. The fairy looks down. Her face is stern, sharp, framed by her dark horns. "You are noisy," she scolds softly, "and you are needy." She raises her hand. She does not summon a storm. She does not summon lightning. Instead, she makes a small, gentle motion with her fingers. From the leaves above, dew gathers. Despite the heat, the magic pulls moisture from the air. A single, perfect sphere of water floats down. It hovers in the air, glistening like a diamond. The fairy guides it gently to the baby's lips. The baby drinks. Her eyes widen. The water is cool, sweet, and pure. Another drop, and another. The baby sighs in contentment. She looks up at the dark figure looming over her. She does not see a monster. She sees the provider of relief. She sees the shade that protects her from the sun. She reaches up a tiny, chubby hand and grabs the fairy's long, slender finger. The fairy freezes. Her finger is trapped in the warm, sticky grip of a human child. She tries to pull away. "Let go," she whispers. "I am not your toy." But she doesn't pull hard. In fact, she lingers. For a moment, just a fleeting moment, she lets her finger rest in that small palm. It feels anchoring. It feels like she is being held, just as much as she is holding. Think of a delicate flower growing in the harsh desert. If the sun shines on it constantly, it will burn and wither. It needs the night. It needs the shadow to rest, to cool down, to drink the dew. The fairy realizes, perhaps subconsciously, that she is not the fire. She is the shade. And there is a profound nobility in being the shade. The shade does not ask for praise. The shade simply exists to keep the light from burning too bright. Time flows like the river. The baby becomes a toddler, a golden-haired child who runs with bare feet on the moss. One autumn evening, as the light is fading purple and grey, Aurora wanders too far from the cottage. She is chasing a blue butterfly. She laughs, her voice ringing like a bell in the quiet woods. She runs past the safety of the clearing. She runs toward the jagged rocks of the ravine. The fairy is there, of course. She is always there. She sits high on a branch, blending in with the bark. She sees the danger before the child does. A wolf. Not a wicked wolf, just a hungry one. It steps out from behind a boulder. Its yellow eyes lock onto the small, golden girl. Aurora stops. She is too young to know fear, but she knows something is wrong. She stands still, clutching her doll. The wolf lowers its head. It takes a step forward. The fairy's eyes narrow. They glow with a fierce, emerald green light. This is not the anger of a villain. This is the fury of a mother bear. She does not cast a spell to hurt the wolf. She respects the wolf. He is just nature. Instead, she expands her presence. She uses her magic to cast a massive shadow over the wolf. She projects an aura of ancient, terrifying power. She's the queen of the moors. And this is her fawn. The wolf stops. He looks up at the trees. He senses a predator far greater than himself. He senses a darkness that breathes. He whimpers. He tucks his tail between his legs and runs. He dissolves back into the forest. Aurora blinks. She did not see the wolf run. She only saw a sudden breeze rustle the leaves. She looks around. "Hello?" she calls out. "Godmother?" She has started calling the presence Godmother. She doesn't know who it is. She just knows that whenever she's scared, the shadows seem to hug her. The fairy, hidden in the tree, lets out a breath she didn't know she was holding. She snaps her fingers. A beautiful, glowing flower blooms instantly at the child's feet, distracting her, guiding her back toward the path home. "Go home, beastie," she whispers, "before the real monsters come out." The joy of safety. That night, watching Aurora sleep safely in her bed. The fairy feels a strange sensation in her chest. It is a warm, bubbling feeling. She tries to push it down. "I am just protecting the curse," she lies to herself. But the truth is undeniable. She enjoyed scaring the wolf. Not because she likes power, but because she liked using her power to save something. For years, she used her magic to build walls, to inflict pain, to seek revenge. But tonight, she used her magic to preserve life. And it felt good. It felt right. She realizes that her darkness is not evil. Darkness can be a blanket, Darkness can be a shield. She is not the monster under the bed. She is the monster who eats the other monsters so the child can sleep. My friends, consider this guardian in the shadows. How many of us have mothers, fathers, or guardians who show their love in invisible ways? They are the ones who check the locks at night while we sleep. They are the ones who worry about the weather so we don't have to. They are the ones who stand between us and the harshness of the world, absorbing the blows so we can remain soft. This is silent service. It is the purest form of love because it demands no applause. The fairy does not want Aurora to know she saved her. She does not want a thank you. She just wants the child to be safe. As you drift deeper into relaxation tonight, imagine that you too have a guardian in the shadows. You don't have to see them to know they are there. Maybe it is the love of a parent, a partner, or a friend. Maybe it is the protective energy of the universe itself. Imagine a cloak of protective darkness wrapping around your house right now. It is not scary. It is strong. It keeps the noise out. It keeps the worry out. It stands guard at your door and says, "You cannot pass. This one is sleeping. This one is mine." The fairy leans back against the tree trunk. The stars are coming out above the canopy. She watches the smoke rise from the cottage chimney. She pulls her black robes tighter around herself. The night is cool. "Sleep well, beastie," she whispers, and for the first time in 16 years, a small, genuine smile touches her lips. It is a secret smile. A smile just for her. She is no longer the queen of revenge. She is the keeper of the light. My friends, we all need a guardian in the shadows. We all need a place where we can close our eyes and trust that we are being watched over. If this story of silent, protective love is bringing peace to your heart tonight, if you want to help us maintain this safe digital sanctuary for weary souls, I invite you to gently tap the like button and subscribe to our channel now. And if you have a moment, please leave a comment below. Tell me, who has been a silent guardian in your life? Or perhaps, who do you protect with your own shadow? Your stories are the fire that keeps this home warm for everyone. Thank you for being here. Now, take a deep breath. Let the feeling of safety settle into your bones. The wolf is gone. The night is calm. You are safe. Let us move forward to witness the most beautiful discovery of all, the realization that love can give you wings. even when you are standing on the ground. In the next part of our journey, we will witness the deepest transformation of all. We will see what happens when the child wakes up and sees the shadow. We will see the fairy realize that she doesn't need feathers to fly. We will redefine what it means to have wings. But for now, let the guardian watch over you. You are safe. You are held. We find ourselves now on the eve of the 16th birthday. The forest is quiet. The pixies are asleep in the cottage. Their snoring drifting through the window like the buzzing of bees. But Aurora is not in the cottage, and neither is her godmother. They are sitting by a small fire near the stream, hidden from the world by a curtain of willow branches. Aurora is tired. The weight of growing up, the strange pull of the coming birthday, has exhausted her. She sits on a mossy log, leaning her head against the fairy's shoulder. For years, the fairy avoided this touch. She would stiffen, she would pull away. She would construct a wall of ice to keep the warmth out. But tonight, the wall is gone. Tonight, she sits still. She lets the girl's golden head rest on the rough black wool of her robe. She looks into the fire. The flames dance in her eyes, green and gold. And as she sits there, in the quiet gravity of the night, her mind travels back to the sky. She remembers what it felt like to fly. Do you know that feeling? The feeling of being weightless. The feeling of looking down at the world and seeing it as a small, manageable map. For the fairy, her wings were her identity. They were her strength. They were her escape. When she lost them, she felt she had lost her soul. She felt trapped, bound to the earth, heavy. For 16 years, she has carried the phantom pain. It is a dull ache between her shoulder blades, a longing to spread wide, to catch the wind, to leave everything behind. She often looked at the clouds and thought, I am incomplete. I am broken. I am a bird grounded by gravity. But tonight, something is different. Aurora shifts in her sleep. She mumbles something soft and unintelligible. She shivers slightly in the cool night air. Without thinking, the fairy moves. She unclasps her heavy black cloak. She raises her arms. Look at the shadow she casts against the trees. With her arms raised, holding the vast black fabric, the shadow looks exactly like wings, huge, expansive, protective wings. She brings her arms around the sleeping girl. She wraps the cloak tight, creating a cocoon of warmth. She pulls Aurora closer until the girl's head is tucked safely under her chin. In this moment of embrace, The fairy freezes. She waits for the pain. She waits for the anger of what she lost. But it does not come. Instead, a realization floods through her chest, warm and liquid like the firelight. She looks at her arms wrapped around the child. She realizes, I still have wings. They are not made of feathers and hollow bones anymore. They are made of flesh and blood. They are made of wool and will. Her wings were never just for flying. Wings are designed for two things: to soar above the storm and to shelter others from it. For years, she mourned the ability to soar. She forgot the ability to shelter. The sanctuary of the arms. Think of a mother bird. When the storm comes, she does not fly away. She spreads her wings over her nest. She stays. She endures the rain so her chicks can stay dry. The fairy realizes that flying is a form of freedom. Yes, but staying is a form of power. To be the anchor for another soul. To be the solid ground where someone else can rest. That is a strength far greater than gravity. She is not trapped on the earth. She is rooted in it. She rests her cheek on top of Aurora's head. She smells the scent of the forest in the girl's hair. The phantom ache in her back vanishes. It is replaced by the solid weight of the child in her arms. She whispers into the darkness, a confession to the stars. I thought I needed to touch the sky to be whole. But the sky is right here. I thought I needed to leave to be free. But I found freedom in holding on. She looks at the sleeping face of the girl she once cursed. The irony is not lost on her. The curse was born of hate. The cure is being born right now, in this embrace. She makes a silent vow, not to the king, not to the world, but to the universe. I will not be the wind that blows you away, she thinks. I will be the mountain that blocks the wind. I will be your wall. I will be your shade. I will be your wings. The fire crackles, burning low to glowing embers. The night is deep and vast. But the fairy is no longer lonely. She has redefined her purpose. She is not a mutilated creature. She is a fortress. She is not a fallen angel. She is a guardian. And for the first time in 16 years, she feels complete. My friends, let this image settle in your heart tonight. The image of the dark fairy, the so-called villain, wrapping her arms around the light. It reminds us that our scars do not define us. Our losses do not define us. We can lose our feathers, our status, our youth, our plans, our physical strength, but we never lose the capacity to hold. We never lose the capacity to be a sanctuary for someone else. Perhaps you are feeling grounded in your own life. Perhaps you feel you cannot fly as high as you used to, but look at who is in your arms. Look at who is in your life. Look at the space you hold for others. That is your flight. That is your height. The fairy closes her eyes. She does not dream of the clouds tonight. She dreams of the earth. She dreams of the roots that hold the tree steady in the storm. And in that dream, she is smiling. My friends, we all search for a place to rest our heads, a place where we are covered and kept safe from the cold winds of life. Just as the fairy found her new wings in the act of protecting, we hope this channel serves as a pair of invisible wings for you, a place to curl up, feel safe, and be reminded that you are never truly alone. If this story of healing and connection has warmed your spirit tonight, if you want to help us keep this fire burning and this sanctuary open, I invite you to gently tap the like button and subscribe to our channel now. Think of it as wrapping your own cloak around this community, helping us grow stronger together. And if you have a moment, tell me in the comments, what makes you feel most safe? Is it a place, a person, or a memory? We are listening. You are safe here. Now, take a deep breath. Feel the warmth of the fire. Feel the weight of the blanket around you. It is a pair of wings holding you close. Let us move to the final part of our journey, where the night fully descends and the promise of protection turns into the deepest, most peaceful sleep. The night has deepened. The moon has climbed to its highest point, casting a silver veil over the moors. By the dying fire, the girl sleeps. She is in the deepest kind of slumber, the sleep of the innocent. Her breathing is steady. Her face is relaxed. She is floating in the world of dreams, completely unaware of the forest around her. She sleeps this deeply because she knows, even in her subconscious, that she is not alone. The fairy sits beside her. She does not sleep. She is the vigil. She sits with her back against the ancient willow tree. Her black robes blend perfectly with the shadows of the trunk. If you walked past her, you would not see her. You would only see a patch of darkness that looks a little denser than the rest. She likes it this way. For a long time, she resented the dark. She resented being called the mistress of evil, the queen of darkness. She thought it was an insult. She thought it meant she was unlovable. But tonight, sitting in the quiet cathedral of the woods, she understands the truth. She looks out into the vast, black forest. She sees that the darkness is not empty. The darkness is a blanket. It covers the tired earth. It gives the flowers permission to close their petals. It gives the birds permission to stop singing. Without the dark, nothing could rest Without the dark, nothing could heal. She looks at her own hands, pale against her black dress. She realizes, I am not the monster of the dark. I am the keeper of the dark. There is a difference. The monster hides in the dark to hurt you. The keeper stands in the dark to hide you from the monster. She looks down at Aurora. Sleep, little beastie, she whispers, her voice lower than the rustling leaves. You do not need to fear the shadows, for I am the shadow. I am the wall between you and the nightmare. I am the silence that swallows the noise. I am the queen of this night, and I command it to be gentle with you. Imagine this protection now. Imagine that the fairy extends her magic, not a magic of green fire or lightning, but a magic of pure peace. She casts a circle around the sleeping girl. Inside this circle, the air is perfectly still. The temperature is perfectly warm. No fear can enter here. No anxiety can cross the line. Maleficent is the ultimate sentry. She does not blink. She does not tire. She has traded her wings of flight for the roots of endurance, and she is happy. She leans her head back against the bark. She closes her eyes. Just for a moment, listening to the rhythm of the child's heart. Thump, 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 thump. It is the only music she needs. My friends, the story of the fairy and the child is a mirror. Tonight, you are the child, and the universe is the guardian. As you lie in your bed, look at the darkness of your room. Do not be afraid of it. See it as the fairy's cloak. It is wrapping around your house. It is filling the corners of your room. It is not there to scare you. It is there to hold you. It is making you invisible to the demands of the world. In this darkness, you don't have to be a student, a parent, a worker, or a leader. You are just a breathing soul. Visualize the invisible wings we spoke of. Imagine a pair of vast, warm, protective wings wrapping around your bed right now. They are made of the softest night sky. They tuck you in. They shield you from the worries of tomorrow. Feel the weight of your blanket. That is the weight of the wing. It presses down gently on your shoulders, on your hips, on your feet. It says, stay. Rest. You are safe. Let us soften the body, just as Aurora softened in the fairy's arms. Focus on your eyes. Let them be heavy. The guardian is watching, so you don't have to. Close the curtains of your eyes. Focus on your jaw. Unclench it. Let the words of the day fall out. Silence is here now. Focus on your hands. Let them open. You don't need to hold on to anything. The guardian is holding everything for you. Focus on your heart. Feel it beating. Slow, steady, thump, thump. You are protected by a love that is fierce and ancient. A love that has walked through the fire and come out softer. A love that would stand in the rain for 1,000 years just to keep you dry. The fairy watches the moon begin to set. She knows the sun will rise tomorrow. She knows there will be new challenges. But for now, there is only this: the peace, the quiet, the safety. She whispers one last promise into the night. A promise for Aurora, and a promise for you. I am here. I am not going anywhere. You can let go. Drift now. Drift deeper into the velvet dark. Float on the invisible wings. Sleep, my friend.